We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on James Daniels, Miami Dolphins' newest right guard, 78 right here from the Steelers. Very, very good pickup. By far my favorite pickup the Dolphins made, obviously, on day one of free agency. Very good value signing and very good scheme fit. This is exactly the type of players you're looking for. I think the Dolphins did a good job last free agency. This contract and player kind of remind me of that Jordan Brooks, Jonnu Smith, Aaron Brewer type of player. That ends up going for cheaper because, maybe either injury or they just didn't fit in their team they were at previously. Daniels is coming off the Achilles. He should be ready for the season because he did get hurt early on in 2024. So that is something to keep in counter for, but he's so much better just as a player individually than the Dolphins guards from last year. A huge improvement. But the Achilles is something to keep note of, but I do think this is the type of contract and player you're looking for with the position the Dolphins are in cap space-wise. This is what they had to go after, especially when you look he's just as good a guard as the guys that got paid 18 to 20 mil a year. And Daniels is getting paid 8 mil a year. I just saw the contract details too. They are very favorable with how it's structured. And Daniels, good run blocker, very good scheme fit on the zone. He's a people mover. Pass protection, I think, is, not as good as run blocking, but I don't think it's a weakness of his. I still think he does a solid job. He does a good job recovering. And we know Dolphins scheme, very favorable, helpful, making guys do good job in pass protection. So this is a huge, huge upgrade right here, man. Definitely excited. You do want to see, hopefully he can return to form and he's not super limited from the Achilles. Even if he is a little limited, that's fine. He's still a nice upgrade, especially when you consider the contract. He is a player that is worth more than what he is getting. So love this type of signing from Miami. These are the types of things. This is why I didn't overreact to the early stuff. I know we'll talk about some of the other players later. I'm going to do film breakdowns on everyone the Dolphins signed, potentially, if I think they're going to, end up playing at some point. But James Daniels, love the Steelers like to run outside zone. Dolphins, heavy outside zone team. He does a good job. Whether he's reaching them and cutting them off, or he, if they are able to get across his face, the ability has to, horizontally displace. But here, versus a 3-tech, good job. Just getting your, you have that natural leverage advantage, and he's a finisher. Look at him finish 97. He even goes off screen for a little bit. That's Grady Jarrett, a veteran, very good player. You can see some nice lateral quickness right there for a guy of his size. He's a big guy, 6'4", over 320. Good hand placement. He plays with good hands in the run game, and he plays with violent hands. He's very dominant at the point of attack. Get out, get hands into the chest there. Now just keep straining to stick with it. He sustains his blocks. He's hand fighting. Look at him reset that hand right there, right? There with that right hand, he's able to reset and get back underneath to fit it back in where he wants. And now he sticks with it, sustain, goes off the screen for a little bit there, but able to stick and finish that block. Love that mentality. That's exactly what you're looking for. Versus a very good player too. And, I think he's also good on combo blocks, double team, stick with it. 76 there. Look at him. I think him and Jackson on the right side of the line are going to create some displacement and movement. At right guard, man, he's got the guys next to him to work. He's got the super athletic center to help him out that can climb to the next levels but work double teams with him. That's very athletic. And then he's also got the people mover at right tackle in Austin Jackson. So I think the run game is going to be very good on that side of the line. Work that combo. He does a great job. Look at him attack the low hip with this guy, and he just understands how to work the double team in tandem. Very good placement of it, and he always able to stick, drive those legs, and finish that block. Guy gets bullied, pushed back there. Also a guy that isn't going to do anything crazy when climbing to the second level. He's not an insane athletic mover, which you don't have to be to play guard in the Dolphin system. Usually the guys that have to do the crazy stuff athletically are the centers and tackles. But if you can do this, one, help the center get the cutoff, which this is something he's going to have to do. Just, throw that drag hand, help, your center, who would be Brewer, who can easily cut off in this situation, reach. And then you have to, have that drag hand and then climb to the next level and cut off a linebacker where you have that natural leverage advantage who's on your backside of the play. He does that, and he's able to then, guy tries to cross his face, he's able to kick him out. Look at the violent hands. I really like the Daniels pickup. Definitely one of the guys I was looking at guard. All the other guards were going for way more, and this is, I think, the risk that you have to take with the Achilles, but I think the reward would outweigh the risk. Obviously, if you get injured, that sucks, but every player has a chance of getting injured, and when you can just consider contract in this position the Miami Dolphins are in, I think it's a good job. Right here, boom. This is the example I'm talking about. You don't always have to, on outside zone, reach and cut off. Sometimes you just have to completely, you have two options. Either cut them off, or you attack that hip and completely move them horizontally, even far to the outside, creating cutback lanes. Because look at him here. Look at this combo with 77. Attack that low hip. Look at the displacement. Completely washes that guy out. But it creates a huge cutback lane because this guy gets moved out of his gap. He now is able to see Najee sticks that foot in the ground. And then Daniels also is able to get off of it and then is aware enough to then get a body on a linebacker. And then that creates a huge cutback lane. That's an incredible work on outside zone by Daniels, which is exactly what you need when you're playing in the Dolphins system. Point of attack. I like the recovery ability here. Like, he's just kind of base blocking versus this defensive lineman. Takes him one-on-one. Guy sheds him, but look at him recover. Boom. Balance and to sustain this as well. Like, not only recover, but like, look how quickly he gets back inside the chest of this guy and is able to seal that off and creates a nice, lane for the running back to work with. I mean, the linebacker wins his one-on-one, but he did exactly what he was supposed to do. I love that recovery ability. Boom. Balance, back in, and then leg drive and move him. Displace. After getting thrown off balance here for a second, to get back in position that quickly and then also leg drive and move him, that's very, very impressive from Daniels. He was playing really, really good before he got hurt last season, so really, really nice signing there. Just nice little reach block on a 3-tech play side, lead outside zone. He's able to get off the ball here, get engaged. Once he sees that he can reach this guy, he's, boom, hips across. Good hand placement. I think he does a really good job with his hands. Good base, good feet, and now you seal this guy to the inside. That's exactly what you want. And now your running back can work off the back of it. And he's able to finish the block late as well. That's the exact type of thing you're looking for. And then here, he's not able to cut him off. Guy's able to work laterally across his face, use his own momentum against him, completely drive him out of the way, move him into the other gap with the other defender. They run into each other, create a cutback lane. If Warren just hits this, he gets a nice gain, but he ends up trying to spin out of it. But that's exactly what you want to see. Work down the line laterally. Here he tries to help on the nose tackle, but this guy gets out pretty nicely laterally. He's now like, okay, now I'm going to climb, find the linebacker. Look at the pop. Look at the pop in his hands at this. Boom, point of attack. Puts that guy to the ground. And violent, heavy hands and good placement with his hands as well, with enough athleticism to fit within the Miami Dolphins scheme. This is what you're looking for right here from Daniels. Point of attack on a second-level defender. He can do it in multiple different ways. Combo out here on the backside of this play with 54. He gets the initial, help there. Allow 78 to peel off, and then center climbs to the next level. That's something that the Dolphins are going to be doing, depending, on the fronts they're getting, and looks. But that's something he's got to be able to do, and he's able to do it there. He's able to seal him off on this play, cut off the one-tuck on the backside as the right guard. Really, really good work. And then in pass protection, this guy looks for work in pass pro. I think there's sometimes maybe he has some technical issues in pass pro, but he usually has good recovery ability. And then he does this, like here, they're half sliding, protection to the right. He's looking to the outside here. Once he sees this guy get engaged with 77, he looks to the inside and boom, look at him just one like fluid motion. Like he feels he has this left hand out there. His inside hand knows where that inside defender is. So before he's even looking back, he knows exactly where his aiming point is and absolutely throws that guy off balance. Really, really good work. Recovery ability, kind of misses that initial punch. This guy's able to club and swim arm over. And look at him just, boom, recover, get back in a decent spot, and completely wash this guy out of the way and give Fields a place to step up. So even though you kind of lose the initial part of this rep, you're able to recover and give your quarterback a chance to make a play in the pocket because it created all that space. And he's a smart player too. Like, look at this. Love this play from him. One, he knows that they're half sliding away from him. So he is like one-on-one with this backer right here. He sees this backer. Looks like they could work a stunt. But once he sees that this guy stops and doesn't work into the right tackle, he knows this guy's not going to loop around because that wouldn't make sense. Like, they would run into each other. So he knows he doesn't have to go and find the edge because he's not working into him. So now, just without even, he knows, like, in these situations, sometimes this guy's trying to freeze him, and he's just like, boom, I'm going to snap my head and see if someone's working around this way, and he finds this defender right here, number 90, working across, and he's able to get across. That's just high football IQ to then get in the way, because this guy has a quicker path to the quarterback than 55, who was completely frozen, would get there later, and then the ball's out, and that was like, they had a big completion on that play. Just excellent, excellent work. Constantly looking for work in pass pro. Hands on to 15, pass it off to your right tackle, look for work, go down to the double team of 90. Just pretty consistent in those areas. Another area of recovery where like he is jump setting into the guy, gets beat initially with his hands. The guy is able to swipe away there. And when you're in this spot, look at where he is right now, where 78 is compared to this guy. He should lose this rep. This guy should be able to work this angle like right here where my sensor is. But he's able to recover, get back into the guy, and completely widen him all the way into where the edge and right tackle are, which gives this huge area for Fields to step up into. So that's a very nice play. Even when things don't work out, he's a guy who can just base block, work combos, get guys to the ground. He plays with physicality in these areas. I'm a big fan of this signing. Definitely my favorite move the Dolphins have made. Obviously, they haven't made that many moves so far, but this is one that I'll really like. It was a huge need. It was great value. It was a great scheme fit. Not much more you can ask for. Yes, there's the injury that he's coming off of, but he's still young too. He's 27. That's played a lot of snaps in his 6-year career. So, and you get a cheap contract. That's the type of guy I'm taking a chance on. And look at just the horizontal displacement that he works here on 90 with the right tackle. Just attack that under armpit area, and you can just completely wash that guy out of the way. He can work as a puller, kick defensive ends out, sustain those blocks. Another example of him reach blocking, a guy that has the leverage advantage, the one technique on the backside of this, able to cut that off. He's constantly resetting those hands to get in better position, and then is able to cut this off. And that's where you want to be on these plays, because look how this hole has been created for Harris to hit through. And Harris, who's not the most explosive back, some of these runs I think could have been even better, and I think they would be in the Dolphin system, because the Dolphins have more outside zone type runners, where Najee is more of a gap scheme guy, which the Steelers didn't run a ton of. He did that pretty effectively. Look at him just displace 97 with the help of the right tackle. You can just imagine this with Austin Jackson, because this is where Jackson's kind of at his best as well. While the right tackle creates that movement to help him, look at him stick with it, hand up in that armpit, boom, drive, completely wash him down multiple yards, which is really, really nice. Also a guy who will look for work to the next level with space. He's not an insane mover in these areas, but he'll get to his spot, take good angles, cut people off. And then as I'm saying, constant looking for work in pass pro right here. Look at him just go out and get the edge, put him on his ass. So, love this signing, man. Really big fan. This is the type of moves I'm looking for the Dolphins to make. We'll see how the rest of the offseason plays out. But this is by far the most positive. I'll do a video on the other guys, Zach Wilson. Can't remember the Borum. I haven't watched him yet, but I know I'm not going to expect too much in those areas. But Daniel's an instant impact starter. For all the reasons I said. So if you guys really wish, comment, subscribe,